snuggle up close to the shell I'm living in. And if I let you in, another round begins. No, I'm spinning in a vicious cycle. I'm scared of doing something I'll regret. Maybe this is right, but I'm still staring at your silhouette. What if you're everything I need? I find my heart, the air I breathe. What if I'm incomplete without you by my side? What if I go against my heart instead of confessing from the start? What if I miss out on the life meant for us? I need you by my side.
Should I be scared? The feeling's so different now. You got me floating here, a feather in the air. Oh, but when the wind blows, will I tumble or sail away? Or would you have me stay? And what if I escape? I know
I'm spinning in a vicious cycle. I'm scared of doing something I'll regret. Maybe this is right, but I'm still staring at your silhouette. What if you're everything I need? A fire in my heart, the air I breathe. What if I'm incomplete without you by my side? What if I go against my heart instead of confessing from the start? What if I miss out on the life meant for us? I need you by my side, by your side. I'm not afraid. We found something that'll never fade. We can be ourselves and figure out the rest along the way. What if you're everything I need? The fire in my heart, the air I breathe. What if I'm incomplete without you by my side? What if I go against my heart instead of confessing from the start? What if I miss out on the life meant for us? I need you by my side. I need you by my side. I need you by my side. From Audi. And what a fitting track to go to would be the Avus 1990s DTM Lab. Uses the iconic turn 1 of Ben, and the iconic final banked corner
show up as a flat turn. So let's see what times drivers can do. You can see drivers now coming down. This could possibly be the start finish straight. Actually, no, one bad straight. This is down below. These drivers here. Just for a second, I think times are being put down. Looks like we actually that should be wow, looks like a newcomer to the crew. Freddie Van Daniel currently has a level of 6.6. Let's see if we can manage it down. There we go. Now we should be able to manage it down. Drivers start to come across the line. Sub-minute lap times here. That's already some great stuff. Cookie finished second place in the first series. And Jeffrey's got second highest. Gons won the winning series. Series 1 in Alpha Romeo GT. Now we are in a completely different style driving these DTM cars. Let's see how these drivers are. Cookie is near flat on his personal best. Hard braking zone down into Nordic curve, which is this iconic turn that everyone flattened. Next to the curves, corner 6, flying past the front stretch. Martin Sebring takes away the initial pull from Cookie, but will Cookie be able to take it back and not this lap? Drivers left, right, and center are locking it down into the hard air. Following another newcomer to this league, Audi is at 56.003. It's very close to back to Cookie. Baker has about a piece up there. Let's see what Audi can do against Cookie. Looks like he's 6 tenths down on his current lap. And will he be able to get that up? Has put time down for 5th, 46.3. Will allow him to get that time back. He will not set next time one off the pace. Looks like now Clyde taking away 3rd place from Alvin. 55.9. So now coming down to turn 1, a lot of drivers are walking to the left, it looks like. Qualifying lap being a minute long. It's left a lot of time to be shifted around here. Looks like Milton has improved to a 57.2, but puts it in the top 10. Van Dago puts himself now up onto 3rd place with a 55.978. From his 55.6. Not, but who goes provisional pole? Cookie picked away provisional pole by a 10th of a second. Now a lot of drivers walking up with the turn 1. I'm curious if drivers are going to opt to around. To improve his position here. Now someone else is going up the inside of him as Van Dago goes and improves the points. And his lap. Follow Prime here. Very off the pace with exited pits. hard behind like to get a draft off of Prime to get an advantage, and with the field being this close, some drivers being separated by tenths of seconds. Any advantage is going to be good as a driver here locks up quite hard and really takes out the drivers turn one. Managed to get a stop before he was in front of Prime. Now it looks like only 100th of a second is splitting Van Dago and Prime. Only a tenth of a second is splitting Cookie and Seaver. And then 200th of a second is splitting Prime and Album. Another 200th of a second is splitting Album and Luxury. And 10th of a second is splitting Luxury and Cookie. So the drivers all extremely close here. And it looks like Luxury has put it up into the point of position by 976, splitting Van Dago by not a tenth, by not a thousandth, but not a tenth, not hundredths, but by 2,000ths of a second here at Avus. And that is Prime off into the wall. Dinosaur in his lap. Let's head up to Luxury and see how he is doing here. Now Luxury keeps it quite tight through turn 5, 6. That would be iconic big left. Keeps it tight on the exit turn 6. Luxury looking to keep his current lap, making that. Lots of drivers now on the run down into turn 1. Not letting drivers keep as we exit the pits now. Chicane sections. It's technically classified as 2 chicanes, but it's more just one flowing, flat out chicane that you might be able to an action point. Another action point will be down into this here. On left-hand corner we're going into now. As many drivers are going to struggle to keep getting ripped up through that corner, so drivers taking the inside line might scream wide onto the outside. And then obviously turn 1 hairpin is going to be a moving place. It's like Beadlick has now gone up into the 3rd place here with 55.9. Knocking Van Dago and Luxury now. Luxury goes very deep here into turn 1 chicane. Does well to keep it out of that wall, but barely. Go side by side with qualifying the Luxury backs out. He cuts it into the pits. Now, looks like Dinosaurs in the pits, Deep starts in the pits. Still following automated Luxury. Butter Knight says it's drifts. Sorry, I don't know if it's that. Yes, these engines are very loud. There we go, that. Too much. Is that any better, Butter? Out of the chicanes we go, now on to turn 5. It's like, okay, make it a little bit better. There we go, that should be a lot better now, I would hope. If not, I can do something between races to fix it. So Milt, Bacon, and Dynasty are all in the pits. Milt falls down the field Bacon just falls down the field. Luxury takes massive style points through the turn 1 hairpin. Drifts it wide the whole time, spins up the rears to get that smoke pouring off those rear tires. I thought this was an all-wheel drive car, but based on how these cars drift around, it's pretty clear they're not, or they're making so much power and just don't have enough downforce to grip around. Now Aaron Fiedlich is in the pits as Alvin has improved his lap to a 55.7, put himself 0.05 of a second off of Martin Seabrick, and Cookie has taken provisional pole away from Martin. Not sure when that happened, probably when I was fixing audio. Let's follow deep cuts here. Coming across the line, Deep does not improve. He goes second slower than his personal best here so far. Let's actually hop on board with Deep Cuts and see how a lap of Avus looks from the hood cam. And I can hear he is flat out through those 2 chicanes down the back straight. And pretty much flat through turn 4. Now you have to brake for turn 5. It's too tight of a layout to not. He wants to get the tires on the grass, get a good run wide, but then cut back across, narrowly avoiding the pit lane. And now on a run down, Deep Cuts does not improve that lap, only by 0.2. He is slow, and Fiedlich has invalidated his lap. And Van Dago has gone now onto 3rd place there as Deep Cuts does a big slide around turn 1. Ooh, as Deep Cuts has reset back to pits. I was curious why he was redlining the car for so long. Let's follow Cookie to see how your provisional pole sitter is taking a lap around this track. Hugging it tight against turn around the final corner now, through getting that thing close as you can in the pit wall, but drifting it out wide. And just have your tires as straight as possible as Cookie does a weird move towards that inside pit wall. I'm curious what that was. Now hard on the brakes. I think he's braking about at 175, gets the rears sliding out, under brakes, locking up the rears, uses all the runoff out of the hairpin. You can hear he's keeping it flat out through those chicanes. They are barely chicanes. That will be an action point here tonight, I predict. And I'm curious, with 5 minutes left of qualifying, will we see any driver go sub 55 seconds? The time will tell here at Avus. And Van Dago has put a 55.6 down on the board. That knocks Martin Seabrink down into 3rd place. But here comes Milt with a 55.54. That puts Milt up into 2nd place, knocking Van Dago out of that position he just gained. Can see Cookie is blocking him quite heavily. That actually gets him a really good exit of the corner, it looks like, here so far. How much time has he lost? That is actually how you take that turn 1, it looks like. Because he's only lost 0.05 of a second. That's could put him on a new personal best lap here around Avus if he takes the rest of the track here. Nice. He falls down 0.3 of a second through Sector 2. Will he be able to regain it out of Sector 3? Aaron Fiedluck, Martin Vandego. What did I say? Martin Vandego. Vandego and Crime are all in the pits. Cookie does not shave any time down through Sector 3, but those were two very near purple sectors there, so let's see how he can do again. I'm wondering if Cookie is doing some form of clutch kick or pulling handbrake to get that thing rotated through turn 1, because that is very narrow. Cookie basically ignoring the chicane there, actually putting a tire on the inside of the chicane curbs. Sticks the rear out just a little, car ahead going off into the outside of a little barrier there, getting tires in the grass. As you can see, a bunch of dirt being kicked up. Ooh, as the driver collects the wall quite hard for the pit lane, that would be Milt, who was off. Cookie's only 2/10 off of his personal best here, so that is very close. Thomas says, good luck, guys. Yes. We wish all these drivers luck here. Turn 1's going to be very controversial corner here, as a lot of drivers are going to have tried to make some possibly desperate moves here down into that corner, and we'll see if it pays out well. Those curves are more like a decoration. No one respects them. No one does. Cookie's now in the pits. He should have enough time to get out and set another lap here. Maybe do a ultra low call. Oh, there's a car. Oh, is Milt does well to avoid that car spinning through turn 5. Might have had to abort that lap though. Now it looks like Milt still has heavy left or right side damage from collecting that pit wall. But now will Milt be able to set a new time? You can see the timing, his current lap time up in the upper right hand corner here, as Milt actually is pointing the wrong way down into turn 1. Gets it pointing back the right way, but will that lose him too much time to set another lap, as Cookie's still oddly in the pits, and I'm not sure if he's going to go out for another lap. Cookie has, as Martin Vandego goes faster than Milt with a 55.4, nearly a whole second, 10th of a second clear of Milt. Will Milt be able to respond to that with the last 2 laps of qualifying? Now with 40 seconds left to qualifying, Cookie, Crime, Bacon, and Dinosaur have finished their qualifying sessions here. Milt will be able to set another time. Milt does improve with that. He narrowly, also by 100th of a second, knocks Vandego out of second place. Will Milt be able to recover any more time, as he had a bad sector 1 for the first lap? Touches the outside wall just a little bit, maybe just a little bit of a love tap to get him turned into the right direction here. It does look like he lost more time than he did the first time around. Now your qualifying session has ended. Will anyone be able to knock Cookie off of provisional pole here tonight? It does not look like Milt's doing it, as Milt is nearly collecting the wall, 4-wheel drifting it through turn 5, avoids the wall, but massively loses time to Cookie. Vandego has finished his run. Vandego will not be able to set another time, neither will Milt. Will Seaver be able to take Cookie off of provisional pole? Alvin's done, Cuts is done. Martin Seaver comes across the line. Improves his lap, but not by enough to knock off Cookie. Now will Automated Luxury be able to knock Cookie off a provisional pole? If not, this is Cookie's provisional pole. Cookie's pole with Milton second. No, Luxury improves, knocking Feedlook down into 7th place, but does not gain any positions. Now, Cookie is a 1/10 of a second clear of Milt in qualifying, but now this hard turn 1 braking zone. Who will try to make any form of drastic moves and try to gain anything? Only time will tell. Really quickly, I'll run an ad break before we get putting on the grid. Now we're back from that short little ad break. Who will be able to take the race win here tonight? Looks like it'll be another 20-minute race. Race 2 should be a reverse grid race from the qualifying order of race 1. Now drivers, not taking long to find the car horns. Seconds left to go. Who will be able to take the race win here tonight? Now we'll hop on board my hood cam as they go away. All lights are on. And it's lights out, and away we go here at Germany. Reset back to pits here, get some times down. Just do not follow my car. You can see everyone down into turn 1 here. Now we had trackside. It looks like we might be going 2 wide in the background, 3 wide, 4 wide. Someone sends it down the inside, 3 wide, bumping many bumps down through that turn 1. No one has made any big positions. Ooh, that's a little bit of chaos trying to navigate their way through the first chicane. That's a car very sideways. That's 4 cars off through the second chicane. That's going to be Crime, Gons, Alvin, and Dynasu. Now Aaron Fiedlich made up a position on Bacon. Cookie still holds your race lead here, but Deep Cuts is looking to make a maneuver down onto Milt here. And behind, Van Dago's looking to make a move down onto Luxury. Deep is drafting off, going hard up onto the pit wall. Real Deep trying to make a hard move down into turn 1. Deep takes the offensive line. Ooh, that's Cookie. Oh, that is a big collision down into turn 1. A driver locking up their brakes. That is Van Dago and Fiedlich, I believe. Sounds about right there. And now, wow, that has been a big collision. Now, Baconus has regained a couple positions. Actually, no, Bacon has lost some positions in that maneuver. And then Luxury is now chasing. Deep Cuts here. After it looks like that would have been probably Van Dago who had a big lockup down into turn 1. taking out another driver now. Man, driver's sliding all around turn one. That's a big one for deep cuts. He slides wide. Gives the chance to Luxury to make a maneuver. But does not get it done here. But now puts Milt on the back of Luxury. Yeah, as you can see here, no one respecting the turn one chicane. That's deep cuts collecting the outside wall there. That might let Luxury close down. Luxury locking up the front brakes, which we haven't seen here much, but now Milt takes a hard inside line. Is going to try and push Luxury away from that wall. Milt's looking to make a maneuver down, possibly into turn one here. Martin Severink puts a new fastest lap on with a 55.66. Driver's definitely pulling some hairpin maneuver, handbrake maneuvers there to get a good exit of turn one. Milt and Luxury are now battling it through the chicanes, and who will back out? Looks like no one will back out, but Luxury did have to take a little bit of avoiding action, which puts Milt up into 4th place. But Luxury is still very close to Milt, and Milt is still very close to deep cuts, but that's Luxury off in the background there. He is slid off into the wall, letting Aaron Speed look up into 5th and possibly letting Vandego and Crime through. But now up, we resume the battle for 3rd place between Deep Cuts and Milt. Deep Cuts swerving to break that toe on Milt. Milt makes it down the inside line, choosing to attack. Deep Cuts is going to have nothing else to do but avoid Milt, but now Deep Cuts tries to do the switchback maneuver as Milt makes it ahead out of the hairpin. Now they're side by side through the chicane. A light touch unsettles both drivers, but does well to keep it out of each other's way. But back behind, it looks like Crime is now trying to make a maneuver onto Vandego. Crime's now trying to do it around the outside, but doesn't get it done. And that is Milt up through Deep Cuts for the final podium position here at Avus. That has been a big overtake. Milt must have collected a wall or something. Behind Deep Cuts Deep Cuts might have collected a wall, but Deep Cuts is looking to gain any kind of position out of that. But Deep Cuts has a very poor exit of turn one, falling off of Milt very, very quickly here tonight. And now we'll head back to Crime in Vandego. Vandego starting to pull away from Crime a little bit, but Crime faster through Sector 2. Crime closes up through the final corner here. Just for the brief of seconds, and now we're starting to get a very, very large gap here between these drivers. Vandego has set a personal best, so is Luxury, but Crime did not. Now drivers locking up into turn one is just, almost a expectation here now. Drivers just expect it and learn to deal with it. Now, after 20 minutes, those tires might have something to say about that and might throw a fit for grip levels and consistency, but with a 20-minute sprint race, let's see how that plays up. We've spent away 7 minutes racing here. No large moves has been made except the Milt going up into podium positions. We have seen some large collisions with Gons losing out a lot of positions. And so has Alvin also. Vandego's also lost out for some large positions, mostly due to his own accident, if I'm correct. Yeah, it's still very much that left rear being locked up. Now Grime gets a very good exit of the hairpin. Hairpin now through the chicanes. Crime closes again. Will Crime try and do it up the inside into turn 5? No, but he tries to do it around the outside, but not close enough to do it. Lets Vandago run wide. Crime tries to get a better exit out of that sequence of corners here. Crime is now in the draft of Vandago. Let's hop on a hood cam of Crime to see how he takes this down onto Vandago. Vandago pulling on the outside line, letting Crime take the inside of the corner. Up ahead, there's a collision between Deep Cuts and Luxury. Deep Cut is off hard. After losing 3rd place, Deep Cut is now down to 8th. But a battle for 6th place is still occurring between Crime, Vandago, and Deep Cuts now. Deep Cuts nearly collects Vandago, but doesn't actually do it. But now Baconist is looking to possibly close onto Deep Cuts quite quickly here. Deep Cuts still 3/10 off of Vandago. Oh, is that Baconist hard into that outside wall there? But now, actually, is that going to let Alvin up ahead? Yeah, that's going to let Alvin up through into 9th place. That's a pretty easy maneuver there. But now Vandago is looking to pack back onto Crime, get his 6th place back, but Deep Cuts is also looking to recover a lot of positions. That's Automated Luxury facing the wrong way, rolling backwards on the track, just can't find the gear. Starts it going again. Yes, these things must be 4-wheel drives. As behind, Dynasty has actually lost positions to Gons. Now up ahead, Baconist and Luxury are battling around here for 9th place, but behind, Dynasty is looking to attack onto Gons. Gons is starting to slowly pull away from Dynasty as Rocket Launcher joins the lobby now, looking to possibly join us in the last half of the race. Up ahead, the battle between Crime, Vandago, and Deep Cuts has not ended yet, and it's starting to look like Deep Cuts is closing onto Vandago. Lots of action happening back in the pack, as that's Luxury who lost the position to Bacon again on the exit here. Now we have a 4-way battle for 9th place. Gon's looking to attack on Luxury's poor exit of the hairpin here. This is a very large train of cars here looking to attack Baconist. Baconist locks up heavily, drifts it around, but so does Luxury. Luxury's hard into the inside wall. Gons had to narrowly avoid Luxury's mistake there. Dynasty's now in 11th place. Gons is up in the 10th. Bacon's still 9th place, but here the battle between Vandago and Deep Cut. Vandago has fallen down. The order to Deep Cuts, but Deep Cuts runs it deep, gives Vandago the position back, but now Deep Cuts is looking to do it down through the chicanes here as they bump side by side. Someone's in the wall. That would be Deep Cuts. Deep Cuts is hard into the wall, but hasn't lost that much time onto Vandago. Vandago having his elbows out through those chicanes here, but now Deep Cuts down the inside into turn 5 here, but backs off just a little bit, lets Vandago take a poor corner to get a better run, but now Deep Cuts runs off into the grass, loses a lot of time down onto Vandago. But up ahead, now a battle for the lead is starting to occur here. Again, Martin Seabrink is starting to close down onto Cookie for the lead of the race here. Now we've sent away half of our race. Will Cookie be able to secure this race win here at Avus, or will Martin Seabrink try to take away the race win here? Cookie finished a point behind Gans the first in the first championship. Cookie finished a point behind Gans, so Cookie possibly looking to take this championship away from Gans. But with how Gans is wanting to look at these series, he's going to try and challenge it as much as he can. Now Gans not having a good opening round here at Avus. Is looking to possibly recover quite well in the next 3 races, but here Martin Seabrink starts to close down quite quickly onto Cookie. Seabrink joined mid-season of season 1, so not being able to gain the full points of a season. And now it looks like Deep Cut has fallen down the order quite quickly to Baconus and Alvin. I'm not really sure what happened there, but it looks like maybe Deep Cuts has collected a wall. Up ahead, Martin Seabrink has closed quite quickly down onto Cookie here. Cookie drifting around, Martin Seabrink trying to take a defensive line now up the inside. But Cookie should have a better run down through into the chicanes here. Seabrink pulls just in the draft of Cookie here. Through the fast right-hand sling. Seabrink backs off just a little bit, but not by much. Seabrink blocks his rear brakes up, swings wide, but that might allow him to take a tighter line, as Cookie has also gone wide, but might allow him to take a tighter line, as is allowing him to take a tighter line out of the exit here. Martin Seabrink just slightly falling off of Cookie, but now he's in the draft. That will not happen any longer. Seabrink still closed in that lap, even as both drivers made very large mistakes to their own races here. Oh, as those two drivers collide as Cookie hits the inside barrier. Seabrink just nudging him, nowhere else to go, but that actually helps Cookie out more than he thinks it does. Now that did give Martin Seabrink the lead of the race here, but now will Cookie be able to try and recover that? 5 minutes left, about 5 laps left of this race at Avus. Will Seabrink make a mistake giving Cookie the position back here? Cookie slowly but surely falling off of the back of Seabrink. But down the order, Bacon is looking a little bit racy against Gans here. But now quite... Yeah, Gans looks to be starting to make some mistakes, struggling with tire wear maybe. Bacon is closing quite quickly down onto Gans, but falls just back a little bit. Luxury has ended his race in the pits. He has not. He has rejoined the race, but and then just reset back to pits after. Oh, is that Bacon? No, excuse me. That's Gans off into the wall there. That is your title defending driver off into the wall, putting Bacon up now into 9th place, excuse me. Gans falling down the order quite hard. And yeah, Gans is now starting to fall off the back of Bacon here, but Bacon drifts it through turn 5. Will Gans get a better exit here, as it looks like Bacon is extremely wide. And Gans in the draft of Bacon, that's not going to help Bacon at all into turn 1 here. 3 minutes up to the race, Seabrink still holds the race lead by 1.5 seconds. Milt is nearly 10 seconds off of Cookie. Looks like your podium position has been made up for the most part, but anything can happen in the next 4 laps or so. still. Let's actually head up to deep cuts. It looks like deep cuts might be starting to make some time up on. Ooh, it's actually. Hang on. No, we'll head back down the field. It looks like Gons has made his way through Bacon. Bacon must have had a big slide off through turn 5, letting Gons up through. Now, Gons might be on a roll as Deep Cuts has made his way past Alvin. But now Deep Cuts nearly spins it out into the hairpin here. Alvin closes up just a little bit. Will this play into Alvin's hands, or will Deep Cuts be able to run away? It looks like that gap is slowly but surely increasing. Bacon is also slowly following off Gons, but not by a lot. These are their two closest battles here. Cookie has fallen another 2.5 seconds off of Martin Severink. It looks like Crime is now down a position on Vandego. I have not seen that happen. All of a sudden, Crime has lost a position to Vandego behind. Alvin has started to fall off of the back of Deep Cuts. Or has he? Maybe he just chose to take a more experimental line through turn 1 to gain any form of advantages. Deep Cuts is off into the wall. That gets Alvin Cat back up into 6th place. Deep Cuts now back down onto 8th place after being up into the podium position for a good chunk of this race early on. Now falls down the field. Now up ahead is Crime trying to regain his position onto Vandego here. Vandego looks to be pulling away just slightly. Crime lost nearly a 1.5 seconds on Vandego that previous lap there, so Crime must have had a big off into the final turn. Crime outbraking himself, nearly taking out Vandego. Does well to avoid it. Now behind is some big action between Alvin and Deep Cuts. Deep Cuts tries to do a very big drift like he's nearly on Formula Drift, trying to close it onto Alvin, but not doing it here. But now Baconus is trying to close up onto Gons here. But back up, this battle's not doing it, but back up ahead, Vandego has made some large mistakes through turn 4 and 5 here. Now, looks like Crime has a better line out of the final corner. Now, down the front stretch here, Crime in the draft of Vandego. Let's hop on board Crime. This is the final lap, 21 laps in a 20-minute race here or so. Now, Crime is taking the outside line down into turn 1, gives Vandego the defensive line. Vandego cuts Crime's nose off, but does a switchback maneuver. On the hard run up, Martin Severink has taken your race lead here. Now, Crime is pushing Vandego through the chicane. Cookie has taken 2nd place. Crime is wanting this position on Vandego as he was bumping him through the chicane, trying to possibly spin him off, not able to do so. Now, Dinosaur's into 11th place and Securita as he comes across the line. Milt has come across the line in 3rd place. Good showing from Milt there after he won the Racing Pals Formula Series last out at Beakerniki for the midway point in the season. Aaron Friedrich takes 4th place, Vandego takes 5th place, Crime takes 6th place. Now behind, will Deep Cuts be able to get the position on Alvin? No, it does not. Alvin comes across in 7th, Deep Cuts comes across at 8th. Gons comes across in 9th, and last but not least, Bacon comes across the line, securing a top 10 finish. Bacon will be happy with that race, even though it was very fun. That has been the final lap. Ooh, please, that is... okay, yep, so a lot of drivers just ending their race with some big crashes, big donuts, big celebrations here at Avus. One driver doing really well. to somehow do donuts in this car. I'm not exactly sure how you can do donuts in this car. It's four-wheel drive. You shouldn't be able to do that. And it looks like Butter says Deep Cuts has really good times. I've not seen his time, but I do see how he could have really good times. Deep Cuts is a pretty quick driver. These drivers continue to T-bone themselves, or T-bone each other's after that race is done here. That has been race 1, and with a just short break between races, I'll run a ad break. "45 seconds left before we go green here at Avus for the final time tonight. The grid has been reversed. Dinosu is on pole position here. Lots of drivers using their gas, trying to lose some weight, I think, before the race starts. "15 seconds, and now the lights are on here at Avus. Half the lights are on, all the lights are on, and we are green. Let's get a timing sheet up here. You can see the drivers all making it down into turn 1. Is everyone doing it quite clean? It looks like we're now 4 wide through turn 1. We're in the braking zone, 3 wide for sure. Maybe many sets of 3 wide. Someone making it 4 wide for the briefest seconds. Just behind, they were 3 wide again for the briefest seconds. Did we all make it clean through the chicane? It looks like it's so. Now Crime is battling Deep Cuts for 5th or for 4th place here. Deep Cuts losing out just a little bit. Cookie is now making it down the field. Milt has made his way through. Crime and Deep Cuts have switched positions here many times within the first lap. Gons has always... Oh, that is a big crash down the front stretch. Oh, that is about 4 drivers off. Hard, Crime, Rocket Launcher, Martin Seabrink, Aaron Fiedlich, Alvin Cat. Oh, that is some big one. That's unfortunate there to see. But Gons is now holding your race lead. I am wondering if that was a tactical move to get down in the field on race 1 so he can have reverse grid easily take the race lead here. Now Baconus is battling deep cuts for second place here. Crime has disconnected from the server. That is Crime's race done. That is a big one. Deep cuts has pulled, or excuse me, Crime has pulled from the race here now, but Deep Cuts and Baconus are still going side by side. Gons sets another. Gons has set the personal best time of the session here. As we're side by side down into turn 1 here, Deep Cuts does a big slide around. That's a car off. That is Cookie off. But now we just start to get a train forming here. Now Milt's up into 5th place after being down the field, as he had a very good finish at race 1, I believe. Martin Severink is making his way up through Dinosaur now. All these drivers extremely close. Vandago running off a little bit. Milt taking the inside line through the little kink onto the front stretch here. That is going to give Milt position, but Vandago's now in the draft quite closely to Bacon, which is going to try and make a maneuver down into turn 1. I'm certain of it. He looks, as that is driver locking up quite hard, colliding with Milt. Milt actually gained a time advantage from that. That would be Luxury colliding with the Milt, I believe. That is actually disadvantaged Vandago quite severely, as that gave Milt an excellent run out of that hairpin. Just helping to rotate his car ever so slightly. That's a unique tactic I have not seen in a long time. That's Deep Cuts hard into the wall. That's Deep Cuts now falling down the field quite quickly again. A man with the pack being this tight, that's just going to happen now. Milt is drafting off of Bacon, but this has also allowed Gons to run away with the race lead here so far. Suicidal Cookie has put a fastest lap down of the session, taken away from Gons, now looking to make his way up through Vandago quite here quickly as they're 2 wide down into the hairpin. That is Cookie and Deep Cuts. Now they're 3 wide on the exit. That is Martin Severink on the back of Deep Cuts, looking to make a maneuver quite quickly, get him back up through Cookie. Vandago is up ahead. Cookie looking to close onto Vandago here. Deep Cuts are looking to regain a position onto Cookie. Martin Severink runs a little bit wide through turn 3 here. Man, you are seeing a lot of varying lines here, but the one key theme that I've seen here so far with about 25 minutes of racing is you want to be in the draft down the front stretch and make a maneuver down the inside into turn 1 and set him up for a bad exit, or set your opponent up for a bad exit here. Now it looks like another driver has done. Oh, that's a bigger collision than the previous time. That's 4 involved, I believe. That is Deep Cuts blocking up again. Martin Severink gains that position off. But now Cookie has lost a position to Vandago. That has not helped Cookie in any way, as Vandago might have had that position anyways. Now Rocket Launcher is falling down the field quite quickly here, but Cookie's trying to do it around the outside into turn 5 here. That's never going to happen here, but that is going to allow Cookie to do a possible switchback maneuver, set Vandago up to run it around the outside down onto the front stretch here. But Cookie's now going to possibly try and fall down the back, but these drivers are going to opt to side draft off of each other. Now Vandago takes the inside line, a driver, I'm not sure, spinning or doing what. Vandago, oh, that's a collision up between Luxury and Bacon. That puts Luxury and Bacon down the field quite heavily. That puts Cookie up into the podium positions. Only if Vandago allows it here. Still following the these drivers, is this happening because the faster drivers are behind? Too many crashes this time? There's a chance of that, but also drivers just not used to these cars as this is the opening round here. Yeah, not really 100% sure to be honest there, Butter, but I'm thinking it is most likely due to... I mean, half of it's due to the faster drivers being behind, but it also is just consistency issues, and with it being a reverse grid, the drivers are a lot closer on pace on average than if it would not be a reverse grid. Oh, is Van Dago taps Sebring, nearly does a pit maneuver on him. Doesn't get it down. Now we're going 2x2 through the chicanes here. Now Luxury and Dynasty have learned their lesson not to do this again. So Dynasty backs off of Luxury just a little bit, just so he does not collide with Luxury through those chicanes. Now Gans is actually looking to be under attack from Milt here. Now Milt has extreme amount of pace, and I was wondering how long it would take for Gans to be under attack from Milt or Cookie or Sebring here. Now Milt taking the outside line, letting Gans make a hard mistake down at the turn 1. Gans gets a better run out of, but in the background we're too wide, third turn through the hairpin here. Cookie actually makes it up through Sebring, I believe. Van Dago now looking to possibly close down. Here comes Dynatu making his way up through the field, but that was Gans hard off into the wall. It gives Milt the race lead and puts Milt 4 seconds clear of the car behind. Ahead, you can see Van Dago's looking to possibly make a maneuver down onto Sebring into turn 1 here. Van Dago sets a personal best lap time, but starts to fall off of Sebring. Sebring's around. Sebring is nearly around and actually does lose a position to Van Dago, I believe. Or that would be Cookie. What has happened there? What in... I have missed what has happened there. All I know is Martin Sebring recovered well from a spin. I'm unsure if he lost time from that. Man, with all these cars being in a very similar Audi livery, it's very hard to tell who each driver is. But now it looks like feed looks starting to close on Luxury here. Rocket launchers up through Baconist. Feedlick falling off of Luxury just a tad bit, as that looks like that might be Dinosaur around. Nope, he recovers well. The camera nearly just a little bit too tightly panned in, but now is Sebring looking to do it down the inside into turn 5 on Cookie. No, Martin Sebring opts to leave a maneuver for a little bit later in the race here. We have raced away half of the time. We are now under 10 minutes left to go. Will Martin Sebring try to make a maneuver down into turn 1, or will he just be patient and let Cookie make the large mistake? Oh, that is actually a collision from those two. Both drivers recovering extremely well. That being said, that has put Van Dago onto the back of both of these drivers here tonight. Is Van Dago looking to be opportunistic here in the next couple laps? Get up through Cookie and Sebring up into the podium positions? Or is Van Dago going to try and take it a little bit casual here? Everyone taking very similar lines. No one's trying to break the draft. Oh, as Gans is hard off into the wall, I believe. Let's deep cuts up through, but here now for position. Gans is drafting off of deep cuts for 5th place. Will Gans try to make an opportunistic move? Yes, he will. He's down side by side, nearly loses control and puts it into the side of deep cuts. Does well to recover here, but now behind, Dinosaur has just lost nearly all of his positions, but actually recovered it as he recovered from his spin using the 4-wheel drive. But up ahead, deep cuts and Gans are embracing DTM driving styles by putting it in each other's doors, spinning it through a hard right-hand corner. Gans gained the position over Deep Cuts doing that, but up ahead, Cookie has now lost the position of Martin Steverink. That was a big maneuver there. That was unfortunate there to see, but now will Van Degel be on the back of Severink at all? Or excuse me, Cookie? Does not look like it, and actually Van Degel falls off quite quickly here, but now here we see Deep Cuts and Gans again into turn 1, as that is a big loss of position for Dynasty. Dynasty's lost 2 positions there as he let Luxury and Feed look through there, but Gans is still ahead of Deep Cuts. I'm not really sure, I forget who was in what order here there. After those friendly, I think, elbows out racing into turn 4, the previous lap there, that gives Gans the position, still keeps it. Now Luxury's on the back of Deep Cuts as they all draft off of each other. Deep Cuts is flashing his lights. I'm wondering if he's not happy with Gans in that maneuver, or he just doesn't have his horn mapped and wants to mess around here with 6 minutes left of the race. Deep Cuts breaks himself. Oh, that's a collision behind between Feedlick and Dinosaur, quite hard. Minor tap. Didn't lose any positions there, but have lost time to the cars behind. Cars ahead, excuse me. Deep Cuts is close onto Gans, but so has Luxury. Let's actually hop back on board. Deep Cuts here. And actually, Deep Cuts does well to recover that spin, but puts Luxury up through. Tries to make a maneuver to close off that gap, but doesn't get it done in time. Now Luxury is looking to possibly make a maneuver onto Gans here. Up ahead, it looks like Severink is slowly closing down onto Milt here with 5 minutes left of the race. This is a possible chance Severink can gain any kind of advantage over Milt here, but now Luxury's possibly looking to do a switchback maneuver out of the hairpin, not close enough to make it stick. And obviously the switchback running a little bit deep but hard on the power straight is gonna win over taking a tight line here. Gans runs a tad bit wide, gives Luxury a chance to do it around the outside, make it too wide through turn 5 here. Gans is drifting it around. That is not going to help him at all, as they are now side by side exiting turn 6. Now down the front stretches, they're side by side. Who will gain the position down out of turn 1 here? Looks like Luxury is defending quite hard from Gans. Luxury has pulled the inside line, and Gans is off, but so is Luxury. Both of them have made very similar mistakes, locking up their front, sending it around. Both drivers losing 2 positions to Deep Cuts and Aaron Feedlook. Up ahead now, Van Degel is starting to close on to Cookie once again, but Cookie's looking to close on to Martin Severink. Martin Severink runs extremely wide there. Will that put Cookie into Severink's attack range? Will Cookie have to start attacking Severink? Severink defending from Cookie. here this lap. Does not look like it. Yeah, this battle's starting to space out just a little bit, but God's behind is looking to close back onto Luxury as Luxury. Oh, as Gons hits the inside hairpin wall, losing him some time, but now up ahead, Feedlook is looking to possibly close onto Deep Cuts here shortly. Automated Luxury's Monday miniseries has yet to fail to give some good racing. And we see it here once again. This is some excellent racing here. Will Feedlook try to make any kind of maneuver down into turn one? I'm not sure 5/10 of a second is enough to make that draft noticeable. Feedlook has closed quite quickly onto Deep Cuts here over the past lap. Deep Cuts does a hairpin maneuver, or pulls the handbrake through the hairpin, tries to get the power down earlier and quicker than Feedlook. Has it worked out? It does not look like so, as as Deep Cuts ran wide through the exit of the second quote-unquote chicane. But now will Feedlook try to make some kind of move with 2 minutes left of the race? And actually, both drivers are sliding it through the final corner. But up ahead, Martin Severink and Milt are now battling it out for the race lead. Milt had a very poor previous lap here. Looks like Van Dago might have touched Cookie just a little bit there into the hairpin, but I'm not sure if they did. Severink now in the draft of Milt. Milt just trying to take this line as ideal as he can. Deep Cuts is still ahead of Feedlook after some switching here. There's actually Feedlook's hauled off into the wall, possibly letting Luxury through also up into 6th place now. Luxury is. Feedlook's still close enough to challenge for 7th here, but with a minute left, the battle between the race leaders here is also heating up just as much as the battle for 6th place. Feedlook's falling off of Luxury quite quickly. Man, the varying lines down into the hairpin don't show any consistency of what line is quick, actually, which is very bizarre. It is more of who gains additional time over the other drivers by doing something slightly different. Now behind, we see Feedlook make a hard maneuver down into turn 1, colliding with Luxury as both drivers are facing the wrong way on the track. That is an awkward moment for both drivers as they face each other in the process of recovering their car. Now is Dynasty looking to make a maneuver onto Alvin there? It looks like both drivers did some form of hairpin or handbrake maneuver. Martin Severink has fallen off of the Milt just a little bit. This is your final lap of the race. These drivers who are following will have to complete another one. Will Dynasty make some kind of maneuver, force Alvin into a mistake in this last lap? I cannot tell if anyone's trying to force each other into a mistake. Not look like so. Dynasty now in the draft of Alvin. This is his chance to make a maneuver for the race lead. Or excuse me, not for race lead, for 9th place here. This is basically his last chance to make any kind of advantage onto Alvin. Dynasty loses a lot of control, but drifts it as Alvin's now up the inside and having enough speed to clear Dynasty's bumper through the chicanes here. Now Martin Severink comes 2nd place after losing out to Milt as those two drivers collide. Alvin and Dynasty have collided just ever so slightly, doing well to recover. That might have favored Dynasty. Milt won the race here. Martin Severink took 2nd place. Cookie took 3rd place. Van Dago took 4th place. Deep Cuts has taken 5th place. Gans has taken 6th place. Luxury will take 8th. 7th. Feedlook will take 8th. And it looks like Alvin has secured 9th place over Dinosu for 10th. That's an excellent little battle there. And then here, those two drivers spinning off. Rocket Launcher is your final driver to come across the line here with 19 seconds off the back of the closest the driver ahead. That has been your race here tonight. And do we have a big old T1 party like again? We got someone doing donuts. That is Automated Luxury. Automated Luxury. I had no clue you could do a donut like this in a 4-wheel drive car. That's just absolutely amazing. And we will be right back, and I will try and find something. We'll be right back. I'll run a quick ad break, and I will come back. And welcome back. Now we are done with that. Milt has taken first place and a second place, which should give him the lead of the championship over Cookie. Actually, that's qualifying, not race. I don't see race 2. But I believe Milt had a very good race 1. That's going to give him the championship lead, I predict. Milt says easy in the chat. Yeah, that was easy for you, as Mark Severink and Cookie were battling out that race too. Van Dago, a newcomer to this series, doing very well in his first outing in these on Automated Luxuries Monday Mini League. Cookie also doing fairly well here, getting a race win, I believe, and a 3rd place, so that's going to help him also in the points. Alvin, also a newcomer, doing pretty down the middle of the road, getting some nice points around 7th and 9th, I believe, was his finishes. D-Cuts had a pretty disastrous round here, as he was up into the podium many times, both races, and then lost it all. Yeah, it looks like that has been the end of it here. Now I am going to raid. Ooh, who do I raid? I am going to raid fellow driver I race. Fellow ACC streamer. This will be Linksy. I do some races with public lobby races with him. Yet to do any league races with him, but yeah. Awesome streamer, and if we will join the raid there, and if you're interested in joining, come and follow me to the raid there.
Spartan with the raid, thank you very much. No, I'm back. I needed a wee. Thank you so much for the raid, dude. How was your stream? Who is just ragging the shit out?